Hey everyone, and welcome back to Hoopers Nation, your top destination for NBA basketball content. The Miami Heat ruined almost everybody's NBA playoff brackets after they pulled a huge upset off in the second round of the NBA playoffs. They surprisingly beat the Milwaukee Bucks in what was nearly a clean sweep and overcame all odds, literally. The preseason NBA championship betting odds had the Los Angeles Clippers and Lakers atop their rankings, with plus 425 and plus 450 odds respectively. The Bucks were third at plus 550. The Heat barely made the top half, as they were given plus 6,000 odds at winning an NBA title, tied at 15th with the San Antonio Spurs. But here we are in the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Heat have their best chance at making the finals since LeBron James left in free agency over 5 years ago. Everything could come full circle this season, as both the Lakers and Heat could make it very well past the Nuggets and Celtics and give us a finals matchup few of us expected to see before the season started. In this video, we'll take a look at how the Miami Heat overcame all the odds in the 2020 playoffs and how they earned a huge chance at making the NBA Finals. But before we do, please make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more NBA content. It was early December 2019, almost 10 months ago, when Jimmy Butler had a sit-down interview with ESPN's Rachel Nichols. The Heat were firing on all cylinders at that point, as they were undefeated at home through the first 6 weeks of the regular season, and everything was going great in South Beach. In a half-jokingly manner, Nichols asked Butler about his team's chances at making the NBA Finals. "Why not?" Butler answered. "I don't see why we can't. As long as we play hard, if we make shots, for sure. But we got to be able to say our defense is our anchor." At that time, Butler, or nobody for instance, had the idea that a global pandemic would force the league to shut down less than a month before the NBA playoffs started, and completely alter the landscape of NBA basketball as we knew it. No more crowds, no more long traveling or nights with little sleep, no more life distractions. The whole focus would be winning, and basketball when the NBA resumed its season and held the 2020 playoffs inside the NBA bubble. Jimmy surprisingly rejected the option he had to bring in family members to the bubble for the playoffs, saying this is a business trip. He wants to be alone, fully focused on what's ahead for the team. This NBA bubble is exactly the environment Butler thrives in, and this is exactly the reason why the Heat made everything in their power to get Butler last offseason. The Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler always sounded like a match made in heaven. Butler's a fierce competitor that prides on his great defense and guts to take and make timely and clutch shots. The Heat has long been an organization that has a defensive-first approach and likes to get the job done through team basketball. Miami was in desperate need of a star that could help them take their young core to the next level as they transition from the Dwayne Wade era. Butler just wanted a place where he could go compete for a championship and be himself. Dwayne Wade always told me the culture, the way that they work here. "It's you in every single way," Butler said. "When I got here, I could do nothing but smile because of the way everyone talks to each other, the way everything is laid out on the table. You come in and work, and then we have fun. This is the reason I play the game. These guys are like me in so many ways that I absolutely love being here. To compete with and for these guys, I'm having so much fun." Butler is indeed having the time of his life in Miami, but it's widely known he has butted heads with teammates and even coaches in the past for multiple reasons. Lack of accountability, little competitiveness, passiveness, the list goes on and on. He infamously beat up the Timberwolves starters with the third stringers shortly before being traded away from Minnesota, and chemistry issues prevented the Sixers from reaching their full potential last season. But ask anybody in the Heat's locker room, and they'll dismiss the notion that Butler is disruptive or a locker room cancer, as many labeled him.
Go over some things. We weren't on the same page a lot of the times. I just think we just gotta talk whenever we're out there on the floor. That's what it all comes down to. We'll be ready to go on Sunday, come back better, and get ready to get a win.
Jimmy, despite probably what the narrative is out there, he's a very likable guy in the locker room, and I think that helps in a setting like this, said Heat coach Erik Spoelstra after one of their wins over the Bucks. "He's the ultimate competitor," added teammate Myers Leonard. Everybody wondered, oh, well, is he too competitive or is he an asshole? No, he's not. He's a winner. Veteran Andre Iguodala put it best when he said, "He was disruptive toward his other teammates, but you put him around some guys that actually want to get to the grind. What did he do for them? He upped their level of play, right?" The results are hard to deny. He helped elevate Bam Adebayo to all-star status and immediately took young guys like Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson, and Tyler Herro under his wing. Butler's the type of mentor that won't ask you to do something he wouldn't do or that he hasn't done before. The biggest reason his approach works is because he leads by example. Heat players told a story about how they wanted to start training early before the 2019-2020 season, so they decided to meet at 6 a.m. in the Heat's training facility before training camp. Butler heard about it, and he decided to set the tone. "We got there. I got up to the court around like 5:15, Duncan Robinson recalls. Jimmy was already up there in a full sweat. He leads by example during practices, film sessions, and of course, when it matters most, in the NBA playoffs. Butler's playoff stats are usually great, but not superstar-like. In the 2020 postseason, he's averaging 20.6 points and 4.1 assists on 47% shooting from the field and an impressive 47.8 from 3 on 2 attempts a game. And along with his box score stats, there are several intangibles that Butler possesses that help him and his team get the job done in the playoffs more often than not. For starters, his clutch gene has been on full display in these playoffs, as Butler's shooting 56.3% in 37 clutch minutes for the Heat. This postseason, they're also 7-1 in clutch games, which are those games that are within 5 points over the last 5 minutes of regulation or overtimes. You can also see his impact reflected on guys like Robinson and Herro, who are both playoff rookies that are absolutely balling. Robinson is shooting 41% on threes in his playoff debut, while Herro is the 4th leading scorer on the team at about 15 points per game. Miami is playing great defense and getting stops, and it has Jimmy Butler written all over it. Erik Spoelstra's master basketball mind has helped put all of the pieces of the puzzle together. Perhaps, though, the most underrated aspect of the Heat's upset of the Milwaukee Bucks was just how great of a job they did in holding down back-to-back MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bam Adebayo was a big part of that, with Butler having his back and always pushing him. You can see Jimmy's footprints are all over the individual and team success of the Miami Heat this season. The Heat was only the 5th seed this year in the regular season, and if they beat the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, they'll become the first team in league history to advance to the NBA Finals despite being the lower seed in every round of the playoffs. Butler knows he does his best work in the postseason, as his clutchness and intangibles together make up a winning formula that delivers results. This is where you play your best basketball, Jimmy said about the playoffs. It may not be scoring or getting an assist. It could be anything. That's what I try to do. My coaches and teammates know I'm capable of making that happen. This is the time to really hoop. When I play at my best, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win. I'd like to think that I'm a winning player. I haven't won what I want to win yet, but I'm not a loser.
They were playing harder than we were, which we all knew. We just got to correct that. I think that's where it starts for us. Anytime anybody's playing harder than we are, we're not playing our best basketball. I think a lot of it for us comes from how hard we play, how together we play, and we got to get back to doing that. So at the end of the day, when you sum it all up, that's what we're saying.
When you watch games, it's clear Butler doesn't care about winning MVPs or other teammates getting the spotlight when they had great games. All he cares about is winning with his team. I don't need an MVP. I don't care about anybody's opinion. No trophy means anything except the Larry O'Brien. I want to be a champion. But whether they advance or not, the members of the Heat are clearly already winners. Nobody expected them to beat the Bucks or do this well anyways. If they defeat the Celtics, they'll have a chance to continue shining at the grandest stage in basketball, the NBA Finals. But if they lose, they can return home and rest assured this core is ready to win a championship in the very near future. Their veterans aren't going anywhere. Goran Dragic, Jay Crowder, Myers Leonard, Kelly Olynyk, they all love it down there in Miami and know they have something special going on. Tyler Herro is just a rookie. Bam Adebayo became an all-star in just his 3rd season. Kendrick Nunn will continue making leaps. These guys will only get better before next season begins. Heat culture is well and alive. This team, led by Jimmy Butler, is ready for big things. Do you think the Heat will win a championship in the future? Is Jimmy Butler a true superstar? Make sure to comment your thoughts down below, as well as leaving a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.